think I better go back to the hotel.
The gorgeous Dana Delany today on Pop Goes the Culture. Hi, I'm David Levin, and welcome to another insidious episode of Pop Goes the Culture. Today, the conclusion of my talk with Dana Delany. This time, she talks about what it was like to play the love interest of Bruce Willis on Moonlighting and Tom Selleck on Magnum P.I. Also, what is it really like kissing on screen? All that, plus she'll talk about guesting on Cheers and Larry Sanders. Let's talk about some of the other stuff. I got a list here. I can go through the list, or you can tell me sort of some of your favorite stuff that you've done. Let's talk about Presidio a little bit.
I liked doing Presidio because it was such a great group of women. That was what was fun about it. And I just loved working with Blythe Danner. I mean, just that was it for me. And we've remained friends, and I think she's fantastic in Huff. I'm so happy for her. Watching her and Oliver Platt get it on was unbelievable. I called her up. I said, oh my God. So that was fun. It was a really good group of people. And it was nice to work with the same people who had been on China Beach. Lydia Woodward, John Wells. That was great.
How about some of the guesting? Let's talk about Moonlighting. Again, not going for dirt because other people have done that. But Moonlighting was just a very well-publicized set. At what point were you on the were you part of the show?
I was on Moonlighting at the perfect time. It was the beginning of the second season, so everybody had just tuned in. You know, everybody was watching at that point. And I had a great part. Bruce Willis was a friend. He and I hung out at the same bar in New York together. So it was just really fun. And Glenn Caron was just a genius. And I remember, and I played sort of an evil woman in it that you didn't know was evil, and I sort of tried to play her like Gloria Graham. I mean, that was my idea. And I just had a great time. And I have to say, you mean all the shenanigans of Sybil and Bruce and all that stuff? I didn't see it. I really didn't see it. I just had a great time doing it.
How much of it, you know, and every set is different, and every writer is different, and how much of it, because Bruce Willis seems so freewheeling on the show, how much of the show was scripted, there it is, was there improvisation going on, was it, what was creative?
As far as I knew, we stuck to that script. The one thing that Bruce did that I thought was fantastic was there's a scene where we come together in this parking lot, and I drive in my Mercedes, and he's in his car, and then we meet, and you know, we're old lovers, but we haven't seen each other in a long time. And we come together, and he chose the music. It was the Isley Brothers' This Old Heart of Mine, and we never kissed. It was all like sort of almost kissing, not quite kissing, because he understood that that was sexier, and the way it was shot, like you got full body, shots up, and all this stuff. And it was such a hot scene, evidently, because out of that episode, I was offered Magnum P.I, and Don Henley asked me out. So I got a job and a date.
Not a bad thing.
It was good.
Most people get asked out by Don Henley based on he wanted to play the music.
That was
all
it.
About the music. Wow, that's amazing. What was it like to work with Bruce?
Bruce was great. I mean, he was, at that point, he was really, you could see he was already on his way to being in control of his career, you know, because I'd known him as a bartender. I knew him as Bruce. But he was already on top of the scripts. He was, you know, going over everything, really had his eye on everything and knew what he wanted. He was very focused.
What are some of your other favorite sort of guestings? You want to talk about Magnum?
I love doing Magnum P.I. I mean, it was such a great time for me because I was young and innocent and I didn't know any better, and I was just thrilled to be working. And I still feel that way. I love to act. It just makes me happier than anything. But Tom Selleck was such a goof because it was the last season, and they wanted to marry him off, so they decided I was going to be his fiancée. And it was the 7th year, and it was a 2-part episode, and he is such a big kid that I had the biggest crush on him, and I did nothing but laugh the whole time. I couldn't stop laughing. That was the hardest part. I mean, and he's such an adolescent, you know, there were stupid jokes, like we would be joking about boogers and things like that. I mean, just dumb stuff, but I couldn't stop laughing. It was a thrill to go to work. I was so excited to go to work every day and see him.
Doesn't get better than boogers.
I'm telling you, give me a booger or a fart joke and I will just, I'm gone.
Are you 12?
Yes. It's true.
Right, me too.
But I have to tell you one thing about Magnum that was great was I didn't get to shoot in Hawaii, and I was so bummed because it was all in LA. They decided to do that in LA, and I was saying, I'm the one guest star that doesn't get to go to Hawaii. So Tom, being the executive producer, decided that the close-up of the kiss needed to be reshot. And they flew me to Hawaii just to do a close-up of us kissing. I mean, that's pretty good.
Not a bad price.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Wow. Was it a good kiss?
I've told people this before, one of the best kisses ever.
Really? What about the mustache?
Didn't bother me.
Now, what goes into a good kiss? Who else have you kissed? What goes into a good kiss,
screen kiss?
Good screen kiss versus a good kiss per se. Yeah, let's talk
Yeah.
for a moment about the zen of kissing.
Yeah. Well, I actually think that what makes a good kiss makes a good screen kiss also. Because it's more about the tension than the actual kiss. It's the getting to it, fighting it, and then finally landing. Because once you land, it's over. You know, the tension's gone. So you notice that those are the best kisses on screen, where it takes a while to get to it.
So what gave Tom Selleck his kissing?
He took a long time to get to the kiss. He drove me crazy.
Couldn't wait to get to it. Now, you see, for the folks at home who only ever get to kiss their significant other, assuming that they have one, what's it like to sort of act and sort of get to sort of play in that kissing sandbox without having any sort of repercussion? Can you divorce yourself from your lips that way?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the best things about being an actor. You know, nobody admits to it, but free kisses, no guilt, guilt-free. You know?
Just making a living.
It's the greatest. It really is.
Other people you've kissed?
Kurt Russell, very good kisser.
Yeah.
And I'd been told that beforehand.
By Goldie Hawn.
No, it wasn't Goldie, although she would probably say that too. No, Pamela Reed told me that. She had kissed him in a movie, Wildcats, I think it was. No, that was Goldie, some other movie.
Yep. Not I'm going to be kissing any of these people at any time in the future. But Cheers.
Right. Yeah. It's funny. I get on the end of these shows. That was also the final season of Cheers, and I guess it was Jimmy Burrows called me up and asked me if I would do it. And that was fun. It was sort of like everyone was so tired.
Really?
At that point, and I had a great time. But you could tell like they had it so down to a science, you know, that they really only needed to rehearse for an hour and then they'd shoot. I mean, that was it. And I was like, what about, I don't know what I'm doing. But they were like, oh, time to go home.
They had it down to a science.
Oh my God, yeah.
So what's it like? I mean, and we've talked to a couple other people who have done both their own series and they've done guest appearances. What's it like coming in as a guest on a show that's established and all these people have this thing and you're...
It's hard. I mean, I feel for people when I've been, you know, the star of a show to come on. It's very difficult. But I tend to know a lot of people already, and Jim Burrows, who directs everything, who's like the genius sitcom director, who is in The Comeback with Lisa Kudrow and is a great actor also. Scary good. He just makes you feel so comfortable. And my first job was actually a sitcom, which most people don't know. It was called Sweet Surrender, and it lasts 6 episodes, and he directed all of those. And whenever I see him, you know, he's the only guy who knows I'm funny. He always says, you know, when are you going to do a sitcom? You know, because I would like to. It'd be fun, but getting drawn to these dramatic things.
Oh, that's funny. Well, do you want to do more sitcom?
If it was, I mean, I did Larry Sanders when that was on, and that was another one where I couldn't stop laughing. I mean, that's the best kind of job.
He's funny.
Carrie Shandling is very funny. And what was great about that show was it was so impromptu, freewheeling. There was no script. And so you're just sort of given the parameters. I mean, I assume what Larry David does now. But you were given the parameters, and then you could sort of go off that. And the hardest part was just not laughing. I mean, the way that show worked, I'd be like in the shower at home, and the phone would ring. And I'd get out, and I'd go, Dana, it's Gary. You know, yeah, can you come down and do something? And you know, I'm in Santa Monica, they're in the valley, and I said, well, can I dry my hair first? And I would just go over there, and they said, okay, this is what we're doing, this is the scene. And then you do it.
And most, like, no script, just improvisation?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the money they saved on writers for that show.
Well, they had writers, but, you know, I don't want to take that away from them.
Wow, but they'd set up a situation.
Yeah, and they'd say, if you could get to this, and we need to get there, but, you know.
Oh, that's amazing. That was a great show.
Yeah, that was fun.
Never missed that show. Law and Order?
Yeah, I just did a Law and Order.
How was that?
Intense, you know. I mean, it's interesting, those shows. I have, you know, because I've been working for so long, I know a lot. I have a lot of friends who work. So I did that one because Neil Baer is the producer of it, who's from ER, and he wrote a China Beach script. So I knew him from China Beach. So he asked me to come on and do it. And I just did Kojak, and Ving Rhames was in one of the first movies I ever did. Well, it was Ving's first movie. We did Patty Hearst together. He played Sing Q, and so he asked me to come on and do Kojak, and then I just did Boston Legal.
I love that. That was so funny. That was so
The Boston Legal one?
Yeah, I saw it. I watched Boston Legal.
I just did the Boston Legal one, and you know, James Spader and I went to high school together, and I knew Scott Coffer from Warner Bros. So it's just, you know, these tend to be sort of just family things.
Right.
And Law and Order was intense, though, because it was an intense role, and what happens on those shows is the guest stars get great roles, because
If they're not killed.
Yeah, you're either a good guy or bad guy, but there's something very dramatic going on all the time.
Yeah. And that's like a good kind of a portfolio role.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sort of show what else you can do.
Yeah, yeah. I remember the promotions for that episode. They would show a picture of me and say, Dana Delany, Law and Order, SVU, watch out for Mom. Because I played this mother who shoots a Howard Stern type.
Really?
Yeah, a shock jock.
Well, I remember that episode.
Mm-hmm.
What's the story you've told your friends?
Oh, well, yeah, that's a show nobody saw. That was one of my favorites, was Pasadena. But it only ran 4 episodes.
Sorry that it went away.
Yeah, that was a good show. You know, we shot 13.
How many shows are sitting on?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, Mike White created Pasadena. It was one of my best experiences ever. I loved the cast. Another one where we all still hang. Like, I'm having lunch with Natasha Wagner on Friday, who played my sister. And we shot 13 episodes. And, you know, Mike White has gone on to great success, School of Rock, so forth. And they will air at some point, somewhere. They will, and they should, because they really are great. And there's the precursor to Desperate Housewives. It's that kind of thing, where you combine the mystery with this kind of crazy, you know, family kind of thing.
What's the part that you went up for that you didn't get that you wish you had?
On television? I can't think of any. I've turned down a few that I regret.
Really? What'd you turn down?
I don't know if I want to say.
Oh, you don't have to.
Because they weren't, you know, they weren't ever really mine because I didn't do them.
Got it.
You know.
You can tell me when we turn the camera on.
Yeah, you know what? If I tell you, people think I'm an idiot.
Can I use that line?
Yeah.
That's it for my interview with Dana Delany. I'm David Levin, and you can follow Pop Goes the Culture on Twitter @PopGoCulture, Facebook, or email me at popgoestheculturetv@gmail.com. Please don't forget to subscribe.
Oh.